It's always one thing or another when it comes to Chrisean Rock and Jaidyn, but it looks like we might be about to witness the ultimate showdown because Jaden is crashing out hard after Cashion. If you all believe that they would truly live happily ever after just because they claim to have made up, then you obviously don't know. I told him we're not doing that, we're these two, because they hate each other hard, revealed that she was broke. As you may know, their baby daddy Blueface has been incarcerated for a long time. Chrisean came out and said that Jaden is broke and unable to support the two children. If you know anything about Jaden, you know that she is not the person you want to play with. She screamed at Cashion and called her everything, but a child of God girl things are interfering between them. If you've been following these two from the beginning, you shouldn't be shocked that they're dragging each other for filth on social media. So grab onto your wigs because things are going to get tough. Since Blueface is incarcerated and cannot cause issues between them, we assumed that they would get their act together. However, it turns out that we misjudged how much these two dislike each other because they are fighting a lot, and this isn't the first time. For those who don't know, the reason they have been making fun of each other for years is that they both think they are Blueface's main girlfriend. They are fighting for a man who doesn't fully claim either of them, which is kind of crazy, but hey, the heart wants what it wants. Anyway, Jaden thinks Blueface is hers because she was there first. He even had a show where women competed to be his girlfriend, and that's how he and Chrisean met. She won, and Jaden obviously didn't like this. Blueface and Jaden were high school sweethearts and even went to prom together, but like many other rappers, he began sleeping with other women after he became famous. There are even rumors that he started cheating on Jaden before he even blew up, but you guys didn't hear that from me.
So I told him, we're not doing that. We're not doing no hugging on no, we're not touching nobody, none of that. Right? Right? We did that. He think it's all fun and games, right? Yeah, I really wasn't going to do it to this raggedy, but she want to pop it at the mouth. She want to pop it at the mouth like she not no scary. Yeah, okay? You don't talk about my son, because that's going to get you up again. Running in the mountains, okay? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I want to talk about don't got nothing to do with her. You don't touch nobody's. If you had a production, you had a show, right? That's what you claim, little. You don't touch nobody's. You don't touch nobody's dude. You don't do none of that, right? Try to let everybody know I'm not the. I'm gonna pull up, right? Y'all saw me on the live. You saw me.
It got worse when Chrisean became pregnant with her son Junior. Prior to that, Jaden was proud to be his only baby mama, but with a new baby in the picture, she could no longer claim that title. It got even worse when Blueface tried to pressure Cashion to end the pregnancy, and Jaden tweeted, "Give me the 100K daddy." These two have been fighting ever since, and they both seem to think they're the main girl. When fans attacked her for being insensitive, she defended herself by saying that my BD had never once suggested that he would try to take my kids because he never believed that I couldn't be sane enough to raise them. What does that say about this stupid broad? I remember telling him when I was in the hospital with Journey that it might be a day or two before she comes because I was medically induced due to health issues, that if he wanted to go home and relax, I would be happy to do it myself, that IT was a wonderful birth, and for a while it seemed like Blueface was really going to commit to her because he even proposed to her and made a big deal out of it. We thought that the messy love triangle had finally ended, but the next thing we knew, Chrisean came out to claim that she was still doing the nasty with Blueface after he proposed to Jaden. I appreciated him holding my leg, baby dad.
I can't give him what he wants. He can't give me what we want. So we just have that toxic ass sex. That toxic ass. I'll never leave him.
Anyway, these two still argue, but you get the idea. In December of last year, Blueface pulled a huge shocker when he married Chrisean. Although he is currently incarcerated, we thought that he and Jaden were cool, but it turns out that they aren't because he chose to marry Chrisean rather than her. As you can imagine, Jaden did not take this well and went on social media to complain about Blueface's lack of payment. Her child support, we assumed that Chrisean would attack Jaden in her typical manner after she made fun of him by saying, "Who marry a neen who doesn't call his kids, and oh child support, just give me my money?" However, she shocked us by writing a lengthy message that didn't seem like her at all because it was extremely mature. I risked falling in love with him, which is why I married him. Concerned about the reason I married him, I'm wondering why our kids aren't fully met. I know you're feeling hurt and disappointed right now, and I genuinely understand what you're going through. I'm giving you this advice because I heard it once when I was falling out. If he doesn't call the kids, you can't be confused if you're boasting online about how you don't answer calls and telling the world F him while he's locked up. You also cut off that woman once. So why bother with his mother when you know she's just watching them, children, to harm him and share strange content? While I disagree with abandonment and the way things have turned out with our children's father, she went on, I understand that resentment will make you not understand why he won't call to talk to your kids, but jail isn't a camping trip, it's hell. I want you to know that you don't have to bear the consequences of his decisions going back and forth by a man isn't me anymore, so if you have a beef with him, please keep me out of it. Our beef was played out when Blueface wrote that this song for you toward me, and that's where you messed up. Doing things out of spite doesn't work. Even when I made Mr. Take Your B, I directed every lyric to him rather than to you, but even that was dumb on my part because doing things to people because they're done to me doesn't really satisfy the spirit. Fighting with you is childish, and our kids are related. Back when I was 20 to 23, my brain wasn't fully developed, so fighting with anyone was funny, but now it's weird. It's kind of wild to see this coming from Chrisean because, as I mentioned, everyone expected her to blow up after Jaden shaded her, but she didn't respond to Chan's lengthy text and penned Chrisean, for heaven's sake, I wouldn't read all of that, even if I were paid to. I detest MF because they act like victim bees, go live for 30 days and 30 nights, and then act foolish as usual while trying to be involved in something. At this point, we saw the old Chrisean appear, and she wrote you replied, which indicates that you read it, and that's the only truth. You can't be a jerk when you yell about money and child support and how much you need to pay for your reservations, which don't include airfare, hotels, or food, and they slow you down. Now, I understand your frustration, but don't bring me into it.
Talk to him about it.
Your outburst on the internet is a needless cry for assistance, and Zeus is only giving you $20,000 for that reunion. Your rent is probably $11,000 per month or less, and if you have a card note, those funds don't match SAT HDDN, so I understand. If you have your own money, what are you screaming for child support? Ninja put you in a position to be famous. You stated out loud that he's a good father. So which one is it? She added, I'm literally responding to an indirect crash out. Nobody is playing victim right now, and you're trying to be foolish, but it won't work for real. It's strange. I can't get with the tough thing you're doing, because I know who'll get hooped if we go there again. He stopped talking to you and deleted everything from his social media accounts because we are setting boundaries, not because he is angry, but because we are establishing boundaries. F that said that if you and I don't work out, you're going to crash out motivated him to disconnect because obviously you felt disrespected, but he had the upper hand with stuff that you're blaming me for, y'all. This beef dragged way too long from 2020. The fallout, I won't deny that Chrisean's comments somewhat annoyed Jaden, but once more, it's noted it's difficult to understand why Jaden would be upset about the marriage because, as I mentioned earlier, she has been with Blueface since they were teenagers, and he proposed and promised to marry her. He even clowned and shamed Chrisean before turning around and marrying him instead. It's a hot mess, and it wouldn't be shocking if things between him and Chrisean become tumultuous once he returns. Comments like, please don't let Chrisean fool y'all again, were made by fans, taunting Jaden whenever she can. So now that Jaden is finally tired and speaking up, she claims that this BS rock is only saying this because she finally got the ninja. If he had married Jaden, she would have been singing a different song, and I applaud her for that. Practically speaking, she has been attempting to deal with things on a spiritual level, and she apologized. Remember, hurt people hurt people. Are you all buying what Chrisean is selling, or do you think it's all nonsense? Leave a comment with your opinions, then watch this subsequent video.